Alright. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and continue. We gotta go turn in our quest here for the Lord of Inferno. We gotta get to level 30. That is our goal before the end of today. Run! I apologize because if the game gets a little laggy at times, I am doing a lot of things on my poor laptop and it's kind of getting its butt kicked. It's all good though. Alright, let's go speak to people at the 7th Dawn, or Psychons of the 7th Dawn. See what they have to say. Psychons of the 7th Dawn. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Thankol told us the news upon its arrival. He is presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Midphilia. You should join them at once. Lady Midphilia is most eager to see you. My late arrival nearly cost Jettbuster's life. I wasn't there when the Amalja took him prisoner, and I wasn't there when they served him to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle he survived, but that does not excuse the fact that he should have never had to face the dangers alone. I failed him utterly, just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thencred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Jettbuster, it is so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I just finished regaling Menophilia with your heroic exploits. Thencred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undoubtedly great, yet a part of us believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifrit. Nor is the tale limited to Ulda. Similar incidents have been rife in both Lamesa, Lamosia, and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists throughout creation, it flows through all life, and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, the lone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind will require a more consecrated source of ether crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal, which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is the coming together of etheric coalescence which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervor they are, the more powerful their gods become. But the primals are seldom satisfied with reverence, as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scripture or scruple to create to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself were subjected. Yet, even as Ifrit took comrades in his thrall, you alone remain unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a great power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in doing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait. Meticulously planning, such as elaborate designs, are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Jettbuster. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who felled Ifrit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Oh no! Whether she intended to or no, Mephilia neglected to tell you something I think it would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I'm sorry to report that all are to be put to death. The flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse, but once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we Psychons continue our fight that no more innocence needs to be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Jettbuster. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. Interesting. Gods forgive me, how many more lives? Luciex would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Dun. More XP? Monophilia is wearing a weary smile. Might it have something to do with your newfound fame? Oh no. Until not so very long, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way into Eorzea, but for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you traveled to the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Yeda and Pathmilier that the Psychons would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us uh, than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. You have achieved a great deal in a short time and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Jettbuster, or rather, you have guests. Uh-oh. Big pardons. Ah, Lady Mephilia, radiant as always. Hold on. I am given to understand the the seventh dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. Is that who I think that is? I'm here on behalf of the Maelstrom Grand Company of the Mesa Lamosa to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Jettbuster, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's Bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. That would not ordinarily go to. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Jettbuster's deeds spread so quickly that the immortal flames should know of his triumph is to be expected, but what of the other grand companies? Eep! Your reputation precedes you, Master Jet. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. And imagine our pride when we learned that you began your journey as an adventurer in our own Gridania. Know that the people hold you in high esteem and that you will always be welcome among us. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant men such as you. Join your strengths to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelve Woods. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Jet. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A man of your tongue belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to our friends, and together let us secure a prosperous future of Oldar. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Maelstrom, join your strengths to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of La Mesa Lamosa to the shores of glory. Lady Manfilia. Very well. Though I'm quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the grand companies are all encompassing the organizations empowered to call upon the material, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently three such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Lumnesia, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ulda. Serving a grand company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defenses and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which you may prove useful to you in your other endeavors. If you are uh, if you are agonizing over which of the grand companies best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet I concede that it is no small choice you face. Ah, I thought occurs to me. You will of course recall that the three city states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I have given to understand that the leader of each grand company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well. Let Jettbuster hear our leaders speak, then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answer. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty loving breed and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a grand company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Jettbuster, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet, know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish ill, you must you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man and in the midst of a grand company. However, you will be one man amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We Psychons, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorza as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect that you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Really? Eorza is changing, Jettbuster, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will appraise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take. A hero in the making. Alrighty. So now we are at the point to where we get to choose which, I guess, people, you could say, that we're going to be a company that's going to be like our main, I don't know what you could say, kind of like our legion, our region. I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. Gotta go speak to Tataru though. Where is she? She is this way. Okay. go to the restroom really quick, guys, so give me one moment.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The 3 Seed Seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hure and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Alrighty.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hure and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity.
The calamity.
The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the high roads without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
For all
forest.
the elementals!
Okay. Interesting.
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Interesting. The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixo are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition and wont to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians until recently, at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramah. The Gridanians have no love of war, and they consider conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixo ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do not do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood and thereby the power of the elementals will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager? Meanwhile, the Ixo will continue their incursions, spurred on by the Garuda and her irresistible appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Orb will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Well, perhaps we will find out if the Elder Seatseer's words fell on fertile ground. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so we now need to atone the remembrance of the royal promenade in Ulda. So time to go to Ulda, I guess. Okay. Alright, let's keep moving. You have joined a free company. Start by changing your chat mode to free company and greeting other members. Select free company from the social menu. Selecting free company from the social section of the main menu will display the free company interface. Here you can view company and member data, messages, and other important information. Each member is assigned a rank, each with various levels of authorization. Depending on your rank, you may or may not be able to access such features as promoting current members or inviting members. As company members participate in various duties around Eorzea, they will not only earn experience points for themselves, but points for their free company as well. As company points are earned, the free company will increase in rank. As rank increases, new features such as company crests and expanded company chests and housing become available. Hello. Company chest is a communal depository where free members can store their excess gear and items. It can be accessed not only from the company's estate, but from the Grand Company headquarters and other convenient locations. Access rates are set by the company leaders and can range from full access to all members to restricted access for a select few. As the company increases in rank, traditional compartments will be added to the chest, increasing the number of items which can be stored within. Remember, unlike your personal inventory, the company chest is shared to avoid misunderstandings with fellow company members. We should refrain from using the chest to store important personal effects. Okay. Nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, we need to go to Ulda. Almost level 30, guys. Through the steps of Nald. Company chest. Your free company can now create its own unique company chest. To create, edit the company chest, you must first have authorization to do so. Next, you must speak to the OIC officers of arms located at one of the three Grand Company of Eurosa headquarters. Once your company has attained the proper rank, you will have the opportunity to apply the crest to pieces of armor for all the realm to see. Be advised, however, that company crest cannot be applied to certain armor. This can be confirmed via the items help window. Okay. Alright, so where are we going? Okay, looks like we're going that way. Company actions. Company actions can be used to temporarily increase the statuses of all online company members. They can be accessed under actions in the free company interface. Actions can be purchased from OIC Quartermaster with company credits. The higher your company's standing with the Grand Company of Allegiance, the fewer credits the actions will require. Purchase, execute, disable, or discard actions. You must first have been granted the proper company authorization to do so. Alright, so let's continue on this epic journey here. I don't know, go to the Ruby Road of Exchange maybe? Did I go the right direction? I think I did. Yeah, I gotta go up. I'm gonna go the other way. The hustling strip. Alrighty. We gotta go meet what's his face. Let's do this.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nalama herself!
And Roban as well.
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore.
Okay.
Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Yeah, for Ul'dah!
Okay then.
Together we are one.
Guy's pretty serious.
Your grace.
Rauban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn!
Okay.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
I
Fancy meeting you again.
Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amalja, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by the look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Udas do not shy from the confrontation. It ought threatens their precious prosperity. They will seek to crush it. So you've dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked his fire. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though he may have been quiet these past 5 years, the Granalians have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ulda has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultante's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had coins, resources will ever be infinite. Or infinite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldas send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder then that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. As such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. Weird. Okay, attention to the remembrance and service of the state-born room in La Mesa Lamosa. Time to go check out the last set of people. Yeah? What do you think, Vixen? Need to take the airship. Do. La Mesa Lamosia, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, Vixen. What do you think, girl? Huh? What do you think? Yeah? You sleepy? Upper decks of La Mesa Lamosia. Yeah, I know, Vixen. You getting tired? Alright, here. Let me move you. Come here. Get mad at me. Alright. So, we are here. The lower decks. Hey, get your tail out of the way, Missy. Bulwark Hall, maybe? Hey. I need you to calm down, kitten. Oh. Right there. Perfect. Xanthial, the Storm Sergeant. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick. The Admiral is due to give her address at any moment. Proceed to the stateroom. Need you to calm down.
Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Ooh, Vixen. A queen.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard.
Calm down, girl.
And tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from
Limsa
humble fishing
Lominsa.
village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Ha! Yeah! Ha! Yeah! Ha!
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Gallian Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive.
Alright, Vixen.
Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck.
Sorry,
5
Douglas.
long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishbuck
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Gallian Empire. Even now, the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral Melvin!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Interesting.
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Lamosia is plagued by two tribes. The first are the fish-like Shagian worships of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence were by troublesome enough, the Guardians have yet chosen to erect a fortress right in the Macian's backyard. And that is to say, not of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions. And while they fight amongst themselves, the Guardians whet their blades and watch. If the Lamasians are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take the decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched in deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to the crew is beyond question. Alright, guys. Oh, Jettbuster, this is Minifila. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago you say, what a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we have to have them here at the Waking Sands. It would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Alrighty guys, so now the moment comes. Slowly getting there. Takes some time to get to this location. Do 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 do. Actually, you know what? I should probably look at that. Reading what they're talking about in the chat room. It is true. Alrighty, time to go meet Melina, whatever her name is. Bum, 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 bum. Alright. Alrighty, the moment of truth. What do we choose? Storm Officer, Flame Officer, or the Serpent Officer? Welcome back, Jettbuster. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there are more of you, Jettbuster? Wait, what? But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you just rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company's officers your answer.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
This kid's talking like so much wisdom way out the door. It's like, I don't even know. I take it that the elder Caesar's words have touched your heart. Have you resolved to turn destiny with that other twin hunter? No. Forgive me if, in my eagerness to embrace you as a brother, I mistook your intention. Welcome back, adventurer. I take it General Rubodon's words kindled a fire within you. What? You cannot seriously be considered joining another grand company. Why, they are not nearly as grand as ours. Okay. Storm officer. How was the Admiral's speech? But you need not to explain that you stand before me now is answer enough. Have you resolved to join the Maelstrom? Have you not? Let's see what he says. No. Well, I dare say you have your reasons, but mark me, in storm seas, the storm of arm and stout of heart must pull together or the vessel will founder. And when a ship goes down, the passengers always share the fate of the crew. Remember that. Yes. That's the spirit, lad. With allies like you, how much stronger is our crew? Let us brave the seas together, friend. Now the choice is made. It is time to add your name to our rolls. Make your way to Lamesa and Lamosa and seek out the Grand Company's headquarters. Alrighty. Maelstrom Command is located on the upper decks. I will send word to our personal officer to expect you. The duties of a Maelstrom sorter can be both arduous and challenging, but I promise you will not regret this choice. May your passage be swift and your bearings sure. Alrighty. We have now officially chosen our Grand Company. We decided to go with the Maelstrom. I believe that going with the sea people is pretty cool. That's just me. I like the aesthetic of it, and I like pirates and all that good stuff, and I think it'll be a good fit. So with that, guys, I'm going to end this here, and then we're going to go ahead and continue the rest later on. But I'll be back. Peace.